Live. The drop-in is live. Brought to you by
Rising Phoenix Is it Tap Room? I was going to say Tap House. Rising Phoenix, 320 Broadway, down in King City, California. Heather and family over there keeping us nice and in the Mai Tai spirit. They're open Wednesday through Sunday. Again, brick oven pizza, good beer on tap, 100-inch television. Probably not the nicest out in the patio today, but they have inside too. You can drink your beer inside if it's raining. They got an awning. If you still want to be outside, you want to be one of those guys. I'm never cold. But yeah, Rising Phoenix Tap Room, 320 Broadway. Thanks again for them.
And also a shout out today to Derek's Designs, our merch provider. If you follow John O'Hare, our good buddy Uncle Jack, out on Instagram, he was doing shout out to friends today, and he got all decked out. He's got a hat, he's got a scarf, he's got a shirt, and I will be seeing him in Newcastle on Monday. And
anytime you do make a purchase there, 10% of that goes to the Fuerza Unión 831 for the 831 soccer scholarship. Yo, we got a soccer scholarship, man. It'll go live later this week, but it's there. So once it's there, we're going to need your help as well. We're going to need people to apply. So if you know a high school senior that is going to play college next season at the college that they go to, tell them to go sign up for this scholarship. We're just asking for a 250-word personal statement.
Yeah.
Anyone can do that.
There you go. All right.
That's so cool.
Now that the intros and the sponsors are out of the way, we'd like to welcome our guest. Go ahead, Oz.
Yeah, we're sitting here with Peralta. You're a genius. With Marco Peralta, a new...
Yeah,
PR? Was it PR?
Lean over this way.
They're like,
Marco,
I can hear them, but I can't see them.
No, we still can't see.
Oh man.
So no, you got to get you.
Just believe that he's real. That is really narrow on Instagram.
I realize. Hey, folks, if you're watching on Instagram, just go find us on YouTube and join us over there at the Drop-In 831.
Oh, there he is. He did show up.
There you go. Okay. Well, so yeah, just only because we've gone completely landscape in the studio there, and see, I'm blocking Oz's face right there. But it's Instagram is only portrait mode, so the only person you're going to see is our beloved host.
Or message Zucks and tell him, hey, dude, switch it up. Switch it up. Phones come in different orientations now.
But at the end of the day, that's what they want to see. They want to see Oz.
They want to see Oz. Yeah. And Bart, you can't even see Bart. Bart's not even in frame.
17% more viewers when I'm in frame.
Oh, look at that.
According to my numbers.
Screen time. Look at that. Oh, wow.
Monster Verde says, nice Hartford scarf.
Hartford is cool, apparently. Hartford. Yeah, I finally made my scarf wall. Got a Hartford one, Angel City, Colorado Rapids, Union one, of course, Quakes one, and then the Vanity one of ours.
There you go. Hello, landscape fellas, says Esther. Hi, Esther. There's Derek. Hey, Derek.
Neil. Of course, Neil would be a Instagrammer.
Indeed.
Neil Bart in timeout, right? We were wondering that. He is in a weird position.
Yeah, he's in the back corner. Yeah, I said the same thing to Oz when we started. So anyway, so we've got Marco Peralta in the house today. Tonight, he swam over from Monterey just like we did.
He's the director of PR. This is our biggest get because. First of all, what's the director of Puerto Rico doing working for Monterey Bay FC? Because you said you were the director of PR, and I was like, damn, all right after the Bad Bunny thing? This is our biggest get.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you should be out in the island, managing it, but whatever. Whatever. We'll talk soccer for this hour.
Yeah, just for this time, let's talk about soccer. Let's talk business right now.
Good evening to everybody in the comments. I'm paying attention. Oz is asking questions. Marco's answering questions. And I'm just
Neil's bringing out his Welsh.
Yeah, Neil speak bonjour.
There's way too many vowels in there for it to be Welsh.
So Marco, so welcome to Monterey.
Thank you.
Obviously, so I know a little bit about you. Okay. I know that you've come from Southern California. Mm-hmm. Most recently, before you came to Monterey Bay FC, you were with the Anaheim Angels.
Yes, with the Los Angeles Angels. Yes, correct.
California Angels.
How many
Back in my
times can
day-
that team how many times can one baseball club change names?
It's insane, but like, yeah.
And as the PR, were you the PR director there too?
No, not there. I was a communications representative and their Spanish broadcaster there. Okay. So I did a multiple of things there: PR, broadcasting, and helped out with translation. So I did a good amount of stuff there with the Angels for sure.
There you go.
What can I get a little sample of your broadcast voice? Ahora lanzando por Los Angeles.
Oh my gosh, Oz, you're something else, man. In a good way. Before I get canceled.
Thank you for clarifying that. I was going to go home and just be all sad.
No. You're something else in a good way. But
you do call him a lanzador, don't you?
Sí, lanzador. Some people call him el pitcher.
Oh, do they really?
So obviously in English it's pitcher, but el pitcher lanza, así como el lanzamiento por afuera en la esquina de abajo, bola y dos strikes, something like that, So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I've been in broadcasting for a good amount of my career, but this opportunity came up, and it was an opportunity to work in soccer, one of my first loves in my life when it comes to the sports. It was something I really drew my attention to, and Mike Sheehan and Ollie, they called me up, and obviously with Steven going to Galaxy, which I'm very happy for him.
That's so cool.
And just seeing this opportunity, it's something I'm really excited about for sure.
Here, all right. I want to go back to your history a bit, but really quick. How did you feel about Chivas beating America over the weekend?
Oh,
You're on the spot.
Really enjoyed it.
You're a good person.
I really enjoyed it.
Good hires they make. Good hires they make. But anyways, are you originally from the Los Angeles area?
No. So my original hometown is called El Centro, California. It's about an hour 45 east of San Diego. I tell people I'm from San Diego, but I'm not really from San Diego because no one really knows where El Centro is. So it's like a little town in the middle of the desert, and it gets super, super hot. Weather completely different from here in Monterey. That's for dang sure. And then, so yeah, I was born and raised there. My parents, they're both from Mexico, right across the border in Mexicali.
Puro Cachanilla, Hans?
Yeah, Puro Cachanilla.
That's where I spent a lot of my summers there.
Really?
That's where my mom's from. Yeah.
Wait. You spent summers in Mexicali?
Yeah, it was terrible.
What are you doing, Oz?
Well, it's because we were really poor. So it was an opportunity for my mom to get a second job. So she was like, all right, you're going down to grandma's.
No, I get it. Yeah. I also come from a low-income family. So I get what you're saying. We live in a small trailer my whole entire life. My parents still live there. So I get what you're saying. But yeah, I was born and raised in El Centro, was going to Mexicali. A bunch of my family is from Mexicali. My grandpa's from Jalisco. My grandma's from Sinaloa.
My grandma's from Jalisco.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, my grandma.
I think it's Sinaloa, Sonora. I am
so waiting for did we just become best friends? Right?
What? No, dude. The craziest one is one of my previous hosts for my Salinas Underground. Also, has grandparents from Mexicali. So we were talking one time, and he was telling me that, my grandma has like a little abarrotes in her front, whatever. And I was like, is it by a church? And he was like, yeah. And like, we just started describing the same neighborhood. And of course, now you just pull out Google Maps. I'm like, dude, show me your grandma's house.
It's right there, huh?
It was across the alley.
That's
across
insane.
the alley.
World.
It
Small
was
world.
so crazy.
Oz is our resident researcher.
Okay.
So when we had Nico Campazano on, he was only our second guest, if I remember right. When we had Nico on, Oz was asking him about his upbringing in Santander. And started talking about his birthplace, and he started asking questions about the pitch that Nico started growing up on. Does it have a railroad track on one side and everything? And Nico's just looking at Oz like, "Are you stalking me?"
Like, dude, I took a Google Maps tour of your hometown,
man. You should. Have you ever done that? Those videos that they show you an area and you have to guess where it's at.
Geoguessing.
Yeah, have you done that?
I do enjoy doing that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Dude,
that explains a lot.
I've never explained. That's too much weirdness there. I'm sorry, everybody.
Now you're on the spot.
Real me. Yeah. I don't do it all the time, but yeah, I do enjoy trying to figure out where is this?
Yeah.
You know, just
I get you.
based on the streets or the houses, how they, I don't know. It's awesome.
I got you.
So, okay, so you're growing up in El Centro. It's hot. You're like, I got to find somewhere colder. Did you go to college right after high school?
So I went to community college after high school. Didn't have the best grades. My family and I went through a lot of stuff when I was in high school, even before that. So grades weren't the best part of my repertoire. Yeah. And obviously the income was not the best. So I went to community college first for 2 years at Imperial Valley College. Then I transferred over to Arizona State, a really nice weather, which is in Tempe, Arizona. So it's funny because I told myself I was living in the heat for about 19 years of my life. And when I went to college, I went to the same type of weather. Yeah. Like, I don't know what I'm doing there. But the reason I went to Arizona State is because it's to this day one of the most recognized journalism schools in the country, the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. So there you go. I went there, got my bachelor's in sports journalism. During college, I got a bunch of opportunities. The only thing is I was going through COVID, so that was a little bit of a bummer. But thankfully,
wait a minute, you were in college during COVID?
Yeah,
he's 22.
Holy crap, I'm old.
So yeah, when I was in college, I got an opportunity to be interning for the Phoenix Sun Spanish radio station.
Nice.
So I was helping out there. I already had my broadcasting debut. I was broadcasting since I was 16. Started at a small Christian radio station. But when I was in Phoenix, they told me like, hey, we have this internship and I needed one for my curriculum to graduate. And when I just started, they offered me to be the pre-time, halftime, and post-game show host for the Phoenix Suns in Spanish. Got it. Eventually, I did some broadcasting for them in the sense of being backup play-by-play. During my time with that radio station, I got a job with them after college. The cool thing is that my first year there, I was covering the NBA Finals, which was pretty surreal. Yeah. And then intern for the Diamondbacks in the broadcasting department. Then I ended up doing some games for them when they needed really a backup broadcaster when they didn't have one because they know my experience with broadcasting. And yeah, then the Angels came calling my name for a PR gig. I took it, but then after 2 years with the Angels, they decided to see if I was interested in being a Spanish broadcaster, and it was always my dream to be a Spanish broadcaster, and I just did it, and for a baseball team, and I did it, and it was fun, and thankfully I've been very blessed in that career in that aspect, and you know, not to really go really into a crazy story, but I've also been fortunate working in a lot of soccer events. I've been the PA announcer for a couple of the Mexico national team games when they were in LA. Nice. I've done some CONCACAF Gold Cup games. I went to the World Cup in Qatar in 22, and I'm scheduled to go to the World Cup in Mexico City this year. So broadcasting is a big part of who I am, but also PR in this point in my life right now too.
Dude, what a whirlwind! That's like only 6 years, and you've
done practically everything. Yeah. Quick shout out to somebody on the viewer, you know, that's watching us. There's Edgar and Sam. Hi, Sam. Good to see you. Looking forward to seeing all of you back at Cardinale Stadium this Saturday.
Yeah.
If you are a season ticket holder, don't forget there is a season ticket holder event at Cardinale Stadium this weekend against the Oakland Roots. So it's kind of a sneak preview of what it's going to look like in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Respond to if you haven't responded to the email, respond there. You can get up to 2 free tickets as well. Yep. If you need parking passes, just let them know.
Yep. Or it's a season ticket event, a season ticket holder event. So you have to be a season ticket holder or know a season ticket holder who can get you in as a guest.
There you go.
What's the weather? Is it going to be calming down by then?
I think it's supposed to calm down. It might be a little wet. Bring
rain or shine, we'll be out there.
I don't think umbrellas are allowed, but you know, bring garbage sacks and ponchos.
Little ponchos,
We'll be good. Yep. So, all right. So, then you find yourself doing all kinds of broadcasting in the greater Southern California area. Mm-hmm. Well, Tempe, and then back again. So, how'd you get into baseball?
So I've been into baseball since I was a kid, but I really started following it when I was in high school. I became a baseball fan because of the movie The Sandlot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I wanted to be
not The Natural.
No, The Sandlot. I wanted to be Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Okay,
you know. Did you have PF Flyers?
I still have PF Flyers right now. You know, they're in my house right now. And I had a tradition. Well, when I was with the Angels, I had to change it. But I tried that every single opening day.
Yep.
Wear my PF Flyers because for me, it's a reminder of that young kid that just fell in love with the game of baseball.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
And then I know that he's a big soccer has been a big part of his life. And fortunately, I know what his English Premier League team is, and we don't want to talk about it tonight.
Why not?
Well, okay, we'll talk about that later.
Okay, I got you.
All right, we're going chronologically here.
Okay,
Marco.
okay, let's do it.
So
you get
ahead,
you get the call, and it was Mike that offered, and well, anyway, whatever. Let's get into the weeds.
I'm an open book, Oz.
Yeah, but
whatever
what was
you
your
need, my
experience
man.
did you know about like USL Championship?
Yeah, so when I was in Phoenix, I actually called a couple games for the Phoenix Rising. So I was with a really good partner of mine who's now the sports anchor and director at Univision Nevada, over in Las Vegas. His name is Juan Sebastián Urresti. He's a Colombian guy from El Pasto, Colombia. And him and I, we did the Rising for a season. He was a play-by-play guy. I was a color analyst. He's a big-time play-by-play guy. So I did that for a year over at Phoenix, and it was a great time. It was a great time. So I have some experience with the USL. Obviously, me working for the Angels, Major League Baseball, and all the international things I've done. But when it comes to USL working, I have some experience, and I'm just excited for this opportunity.
When living in Los Angeles and working in Los Angeles, obviously you have so much access to so many different sports. You've got hockey, you've got basketball, you've got baseball, you've got soccer. You got 2 soccer teams in Major League Soccer.
Yeah.
Then you've got Orange County, not too far south.
Yeah.
We got obviously San Diego, who had the Loyal for a long time, and now they've got the San Diego FC in MLS. You have so much exposure to sports.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, being bilingual, you've got everything going for you in those terms. We hear that Steven Vargo's leaving, and we go to his going away party, and I hear that his going away party was on Thursday night, and you started on Monday morning.
Yeah.
So talk about trial by fire, right? Right there.
Yeah, so that was an interesting experience in itself, because I actually applied for the Galaxy job as well. But when I was interviewing for the position, what I was told is that they needed someone with MLS experience, and I didn't have that. And Steven
obviously with Real Salt Lake,
you know. And when I told Steven that when we interacted and I found out he got the job, I just congratulated him, because he's such a good dude. The stuff that he's taught me since I've been here has been tremendous, and it was his time to go to MLS, and I'm very excited for him.
Sure.
And
Galaxy.
And getting back to it, I mean, he was working in the Real Salt Lake office when Deloy had his meltdown on the radio. So he knows a lot about crises and that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
So he came to Monterey. He was working on the previous VP of communications. 4 seasons, trying to obviously keeping everybody's hopes up, keeping the positive message going out, which is something that Oz and I have been doing now for going into our 5th year now. Constantly speaking the praises of this club, because for Oz and me, being lifelong soccer fans, this is our hometown club.
Yeah,
that's what this is all about. From the moment. So I've told this story before, and I don't remember if I told you this one, but I was there the night at Britannia Arms in Monterey, which is no longer there. But I was there that night when Ray and the former president of the club and our former head coach Frank Yallop came into the pub. We had like 20 people there, and they were announcing that the Fresno FC franchise had closed, that they got permission from the USL Championship headquarters to move the franchise to Monterey, and they were really excited about refurbing the old football field on Fort Ord, Freeman Field, and ready to start going and returning to USL Championship in 2021. And 3 weeks later, the world shut down.
Yeah.
So we kind of went into a sense of limbo, and constantly looking for tidbits of information. Oz started with Myra. You guys started almost investigative reporting, trying to. That's where Myra's background. But I mean, you started looking for any snippets, because, as we've talked about it at over a meal, we have this so-called lettuce curtain that divides the valley from the coast. And since the football team was going to be in Seaside, Oz was looking at, this is our team. We've got to get, ways of promoting the team in Salinas, or more importantly, getting Salinas eyes on the team as quickly as possible. Yeah. So then, Oz and I met right after the start of the first season, and started doing. This was his show. They used to do it at a pub down the street, and his partner in crime wasn't available for a couple of episodes, and I was watching. And I love Oz, but he needs somebody to bounce things off of. He's everything we want, and he just needs somebody to bounce those ideas off of. So I met him and asked if I could come in and guest with him, and here we are ever since.
Look at that.
So
yeah, awesome.
So you come into Monterey, and you're meeting season ticket holders, you're meeting former season ticket holders, you're meeting people in the local media, obviously, partnerships with who are local broadcasters. I think I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just kind of jumping in.
Okay. It's all right.
You come into Monterey Bay, and Mike Sheehan pulls you into his office and says, right, you're our communications guy. Go.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much it.
Yeah. But so basically how it happened is when I got the job interview is the day I got the job. So the day I got interviewed, I got the offer from Mike.
There you go.
I was in San Diego playing golf with a friend of mine, and I was in the middle of some swings when he was calling me.
You did the interview on the golf course?
I did. You know how they say...
Was aiming fluid involved?
No, not at all. Not at all. Just water. Just water. So there were some times that I missed a couple calls because I was taking a swing or stuff like that. This is all out of the water.
As you do.
Yeah. So Mike already knows about this.
Was it Torrey Pines? Where were you playing?
Oh, I forgot the course. It was the first time I played at this course in San Diego, but it was a guy that is on Instagram. His name is For Jesus.
Okay.
So I'm a big believer in my faith, and he was a guy that I've been giving me some business tips about some things I eventually want to do if it's in the Lord's plans for me. And we were sitting down, and he was giving me some tips, playing some golf, and the next thing I know, it turns into a business round. Again, calls from Mike Sheehan, from Steven, from Oliver, and offering me the job. And they said, hey, how fast can you get here? I'm like, it was a Wednesday when I got the offer, and I was like, I could be there Monday. I originally told him like, hey, I need some time to pack and get ready. Said, hey, but let's see if we could get you in on Monday. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And we made it work. So yeah, it's been
that's a 7-hour drive.
Yeah, right. It's been a learning experience, because of the fact that, when I was with the Angels, I wasn't the main guy, and here I'm basically am the main guy when it comes to all the PR initiatives. So it's a lot of learning and a lot of things I wanted to do when it came to learning more PR stuff and things I've done in the past, like press releases, game notes, and all that good fun stuff. But I think even it's like a small organization, and sometimes, things have to be done a certain way. But the thing I've really enjoyed is the fact that the camaraderie, the intimacy between everyone has been great. At the same time, being able to, put my feet in different departments and seeing how they're working and learning a whole lot. And that's what I wanted. And that's what I've been doing so far since I've been here.
I think the biggest challenge, obviously, for us is if you were to compare us to every other franchise in the league, we are small market.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I realize that we're only 55 miles south of PayPal Park. So, we've got an MLS side right up the street with a 30-year history.
Yeah.
So your dyed in the wool Earthquakes fans are still going to be, season ticket holders there. They're still going to, the idea here is to make those San Jose Earthquakes fans Monterey Bay fans. More importantly, take advantage of the fact that they are right here.
Yeah.
That was the biggest selling point for me. I've been going for Quakes games, 2 Quakes games forever. I took a little time out when we had little kids. But pretty much you would find me every Saturday at, Spartan Stadium and then at PayPal Park, what used to be Avaya Stadium. But there was some, I missed the Buck Shaw years when they came back simply because I couldn't get up there on Saturdays. but that pretty much, I love the Earthquakes. I am still a fan of the Earthquakes. I know the president of the organization up there. He knows where I am. He comes when the Quakes come down and play friendlies down here. He comes down and plays and says hi to us. But when we got a soccer team in our backyard, I mean, that's what you want. That's the brass ring. That's what you want to be able to support your hometown team wearing your colors, wearing it. It's an 8-minute drive from my house to Cardinale Stadium. So it's much easier to do that than it is turning around and driving to San Jose. And when you go to San Jose with little kids, that's an all-day affair. Yeah. So yeah.
My question. So you come in and you. Do you think your background, again, like knowing Spanish and all that, helps you in this area because we have so many Spanish speakers? Because I started noticing the whatever news, press releases, whatever you want to call them, on at least the team website, they start all of a sudden now they're in English and Spanish. Mm-hmm. Was that your initiative?
Yeah, so it's something that I really think needs to be done in this type of market, because when I just got here, I was doing this with the Angels for some time when it came to Spanish press releases. But when it came to the announcements, knowing the type of area we have, I think it was important to do something like that in a sense, because yes, people can translate it on Google or whatever, but I feel like it was something that needed to be done for the type of people that are here in Salinas. The thing about Salinas is that it's very connecting to me in a way that there's nothing but agricultural fields around here.
Yeah.
El Centro's the same way. Got it. Same way. So I felt a connection immediately with Salinas. And for me, it's my goal for the Salinas people to identify with this club. Some people, like you said about the lettuce curtain, they feel like, oh, it's Monterey, it's Seaside. Like, nah, that's the white folk or something like that. No, like Salinas, like they're a part of this community as much as Monterey, Seaside, Pebble Beach, Carmel is part of the community. It's the 831, and I can even say it in Spanish, de que mi meta que este club sea identificado con el equipo de Monterey Bay FC. That is my ultimate goal, because I love the beautiful game. I love soccer very, very much. And the beautiful thing about sports is that it always brings people together.
It's the unifying factor.
It's the unifying factor. Like for me, when I would broadcast, I would always broadcast to that younger Marco that was not able to go to baseball games or soccer games or whatever. I have the kind of same idea, trying to make lifelong fans of Monterey Bay FC, inviting them over to the game and making those connections, and at the same time giving people that opportunity to disconnect from anything that's going on in their lives. It could be, health stuff, it could be money stuff or whatever it is. I want people to see Monterey Bay FC as an outlet to be able to distract themselves for a couple of hours and see the beautiful game for what it is and be able to call this team their family.
There you go.
Yeah, no, and I think, that is super important because, again, growing up here, I could totally see people being like, oh, that's their team. It's in Monterey. That's their team. That's their team. Mm-hmm. We I'm telling you that when it was the last game, that's what kind of sucked. But it was the last game of the season last year. And we were just it was fun mostly because of it's the last game. We realized we're not going to hang out for several months, so we're just kind of chilling. And there's one guy who apparently was his first match, saw the madness there behind the goal, so he just injected himself into it. He was like, "This is what I like." I get Spanish speak only talking to me in Spanish, and but he was just like, "What is this? What do you guys do?" And I was trying to explain to him a little bit, and he was like, "Dude, I love this." He's like, "Because this is a place where the gringos and the Mexicans can hang out."
Yeah,
the way he said it, I wanted to tell him like, "No, you hit it right on the head." Like that's exactly what and it was just. But I'm like, dude, this is what it can be. And I've seen that here, walking in Old Town. And I'm not saying that like people are like afraid of me as I walk around. But like if I'm wearing Monterey Bay FC stuff, I'm telling you, I was waiting for a red light one time. This like, did you see, we re-signed, I forget who it was, I don't know, Moby Fair or something, I don't know. They were like, did you see we re-signed him? We're going to get into the playoffs next year. And like these strangers, all of a sudden, we were not strangers because we had that thing in common. Like, okay, you have that badge on. I know something, at least we can relate on that level. I don't care how you look, how you talk, or whatever.
Tell Marco the story about coming back from the train station.
Oh, that one was really cool too. Yeah, because we did a couple of watch parties also at. It's called What's Grubbing. It's a food truck festival. Food truck festival.
Is that once a month, once a quarter?
Once a month, I believe. Actually, they're doing it twice a month this year.
There you go.
Because it's starting up again. Yeah, go look up What's Grubbing. Super fun event. But we did some watch parties there.
Okay.
And on the way back, we parked across the street. So we're crossing Market. Pretty wide street. We're obviously all in our gear and stuff. And there's a cop waiting for the red light. And whatever, we're not doing anything wrong. But as we pass them, you could hear, when you hear the, and you're just like, oh, dude, what the hell? And then he was like, MB. Because again, there's a call and response, MBFC. Yeah. So we do that, and then he's like, "Let's go Union!" Like there was PA, and I was like, "Dude, that growing up, the interaction was like you saw a cop, you ran. You did not want to have an interaction with a cop, and now like because of this team, all of a sudden, I'm sure the people around were like, "What the heck is going on? What is?" Because he said MB, and we immediately respond. We're like, we're crossing the street. It was so good, and I was like that. That is the you have enough of those interactions, then the narrative changes.
It becomes completely organic, and that's what we want. That's what we've been striving for from the beginning, is building a soccer culture. I think I told you at our first meeting, that first 45 minutes of the home opener on May 7th, 2022 was the quietest football match I've ever been to. Lots of polite fans. Fans
I was in VIP. I was all bad.
You were in the VIP section.
I was like, yes,
people who were watching, if they understood the game and they saw a good play, they would applaud, that kind of thing. But there was no atmosphere. There was there was nothing going on. The supporters stand didn't exist. VIP was a tent.
That's where you were in the tent?
Yep.
Well, no, it was still elevated at this point, but it was like it was just only like the platform.
Hobnobbing, though.
Yeah, it was only the platform.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, there was nothing going on, and then we took a kind of took a cue out of our good friend George's book, and just started with a couple of call and response things just to get something going.
Yeah.
And it built week on. And then there was the first time we traveled, the first time we went on a road trip, and did the same thing in a foreign stadium.
That was, to me, there's been a lot of fun trips, but I think it might have even been the first one, the Sacramento one. We counted 75 at one point.
We traveled with 75.
75.
Which was a complete trip to us, because we've been...
It was our first time, yeah.
Well, yeah, it was the first big one we would. Some of us went down to San Diego. There was there was only like 6 of us in the stands down there. Hey. But yeah, the first big one, and yeah, like I said, we traveled 75 strong.
So cool.
And it was something else, and it's funny because we've been there before, just me and Oz and 6 or 7 others or something like that, and it's funny how they place you at Sacramento, depending on how many you have in your party.
Yeah,
they'll either put you up at the top, like they did with Hartford when we were there, or they put us all the way down on the other end, right next to the Tower Bridge Battalion. And
that was cool only because the good beer.
The
craft beer tent was right there. But then again, you had to go to the bathroom. You were going through Tower Bridge Battalion.
But what was interesting was they also put up the velvet ropes on each side of our section, so Sacramento fans couldn't walk through our section.
They were treating it as a legit supporter section.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's normal when it comes to soccer matches in general. You know, when you have the visiting supporters out there up there in the corner or whatever.
So I think so. We have gotten a question in the comments. Esther wants to know, does he have a Premier League team? Yes, he does. That's the funny thing in the Prem. There is a requirement to have the away fans close to the pitch. And for whatever reason, both Newcastle and Sunderland are both able to get away with putting them all the way at the top, as far as you can get away from the pitch. Level 7 at St. James's Park, there are 144 stairs. 244 stairs. It's 14 flights of stairs.
Man,
to get up to there.
Newcastle's not nice. There's an
elevator. Well, it's psychological. It's psyops, dude.
Oh yeah.
But there is an elevator that will get you to level 6 if you are in need of an elevator. But you still
I'm an American. I'm in need of that elevator.
you still have to go up those final 2 stairs.
Yeah.
And I think they can, if you're wheelchair bound, you're stuck at 6. So but anyway, I was going to say, you don't have that at Old Trafford. At Old Trafford, they start handing out the life preservers instead. That's what they do at Old Trafford. I had to get that dig in, dude.
If it was a day like this, it would be flooded.
So yes, Marco. Yes, to answer your question, Esther, Marco is a Manchester United fan, but it goes back a long time. So
yes.
He's not just a Manchester United supporter because they're the greatest team historically in the Premier League.
Yeah. So when it came to that, it's funny because even when I was growing up with following teams, like I didn't know any history of them or anything like that, So I don't know if I'm going to lose some people here or whatever, but I'm a big Cristiano Ronaldo fan when I was a kid.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So when my cousin introduced me to Ronaldo, and I just enjoyed the way he played. And next thing he went from Sporting Lisbon to Manchester United, and I was like, oh, this is my team now. And then as I was growing and was able to learn what the club represented, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know idea this was like the biggest club in the Premier League.
Yep.
And seeing obviously the last time they won the Champions League against Chelsea, 2007-2008 season, him scoring that header.
Yep.
It was something special. And then to see him go to Real Madrid, which is another club of my passion, it was awesome to see. Like, especially when I saw him go back to Manchester United, I really wanted to go catch a game, but finances were not the best on my side.
Yep.
So but yeah, Manchester United, just to think of Old Trafford, you just think of the history that's been there, the people that have been there. Sir Alex Ferguson, his tenure there, one of the, if not the best Premier League manager in history, in my opinion.
The winningest, arguably.
Exactly. And being able to have multiple Champions League trophies. Sorry, I had to put that in there for you. So it's great. But
we won one in 70 years. I mean, go ahead.
But the cool thing is that how you and I connected with Newcastle is because me as a kid, I want to be a pro soccer player. Obviously didn't work out for me. I was a big goalkeeper, but as a kid I grew up watching the movie Goal. With Santiago Muñez, and then who was he signed with? Newcastle United. So I know the first thing after I said hi to you, the first thing I said to Dan was like, oh, so you're a Toon guy, huh? It's all because of Santiago Muñez. That's all it is, So.
And the funny thing is, and I said this to Marco, was in the youth team now at Newcastle, they actually have a Santiago Muñez, but it's Muñez, not Muñoz.
Exactly.
It's M-U-N-E-Z, and the one from the movie is M-U-N-O-Z.
Yeah,
so,
that counts.
And what still kills me about that movie is when, if you know anything about this, the movie's called Goal with an exclamation point. The dream begins. It stars Kuno Becker and Anna Friel. And shoot, I cannot remember the actor who plays his dad. But anyway, it talks a young Los Angelino from a family from Mexico who dreams of playing, professional soccer. He does. His dad owns a landscaping business. He has to work for the landscaping business. But for whatever, he gets scouted by a Geordie. And he says, if you can get to Newcastle, I'll get you a trial. And Santiago, scrape some money together, sell some things. His grandma was a pivotal character in the movie, but he gets there and he surprises the crap out of the scout, and now all of a sudden the scout's got to come through with the trial. But
it's no Rudy Cursi, but whatever.
The dad is the landscaping dad is not happy about his boy moving and leaving and giving up on the family business, and then he walks into a bar in downtown Los Angeles that's playing the game that his son is playing in, and he sidles up to the bar and to his right is Brian Johnson, the lead singer of AC/DC, who is a Geordie. You know, he born and bred in Newcastle, and just seeing the two actors together and the way that interact, it's exactly how Geordies treat people. You know, once you're in, you're in. Yeah. So I'm again just looking forward to getting over there.
What was that dude's dad doing at a bar at 7 a.m.? Did they ever? Did they go into that part of the story?
They go into that part of the story.
They didn't.
Because what do you do with Premier League games? And they're at 7 a.m.
So
but it was a Saturday, Oz.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I think when it comes to that, I think I'm now realizing it is that when it comes to a Mexican father, you have that, you know, the machismo. Like if your son goes against you, you have that not remorse, but you're like, it's hard for you to accept it. But like the fact that it was still his son, I think maybe led him to go like, potentially I'll see my son on TV, having a proud dad moment, you know? So it's sometimes like me as a full-on Mexican, obviously born here in the States, having that machismo, you have to sometimes swallow your pride to be able to live in the moment that you are seeing before you. You know, like especially if your son playing his Premier League soccer and scores the winning free kick to send him to the Champions League, like, you know, against Liverpool, like you're making sure.
We're trying not to give away the whole movie, but
okay. I won't give.
I gave the plot in like the 90s, did it?
No,
like
early 2000s,
2004, 2005.
That's still 10 years is the limit.
All right, I won't ruin the movie for people. You know?
No, but just so you know, there are 2 sequels. The second one is bad. The third one is terrible.
What do you mean bad? It's made for Real Madrid with the Galacticos. Come on, man.
It was bad.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know.
So Esther,
just because it was in Newcastle,
he was like, no.
Esther is our resident. Are you a Ted Lasso fan?
Yes.
So do you remember season 3, Barbara, the office manager at Keeley's PR firm?
Yeah, I believe so.
Who liked rugby because there was blood involved?
Yeah.
Well, that's our Esther. Esther loves fights and yellow cards and red cards. She gets really excited anytime anybody gets a card. She is asking if you have had a chance to go around. Have you been able to sample food on the Monterey Peninsula?
Somewhat, you know, these past couple of weeks have been just a whirlwind for me. You know, when it came to getting the job, obviously not having a place to stay at the very beginning. So finding a place to stay, like this past weekend, I just finished all my moving from LA. You know, it's just been here and there. Not really have eaten Salinas, because the thing about over here up north, it's going to be hard to find some real Mexican food, but I know Salinas has a lot of good Mexican food. Excuse me. So I've had Alvarado Street Brewery, you know, when I was at the Marriott for a couple of days, I ate there most of the time. Sea Harvest over in Monterey. I'm a big seafood guy. So yeah, just I'm a big foodie, so little by little I'll be able to
hanging out with Carlos on.
I know I'm with the right guy when it comes to Carlos.
That's the guy.
If our digital, what is his position? Digital marketing, social media,
PR of Venezuela.
PR of Venezuela.
No, so Carlos, he's a great guy. Yeah. He's been, since I've met him, he's been nothing but good to me. You know, he's been very patient with me and learning everything, because since I got here, like, finding out what to do and how to do it has been a bit of a challenge, but little by little we're getting there. But he is the one that's like taking charge of our marketing initiatives, social media, and everything like that. So he's a very talented individual. Yep. And yeah, like I have so much respect to Carlos for literally getting me under his wing for the time I've been here so far.
Yeah. And if you follow him, I can't remember his Instagram account. That's his foodie account. But just go watch him. He goes everywhere in the Bay Area and samples food everywhere. I spent 20 minutes talking to him the other day about the brothless ramen place that he ate in Fremont, and this is stuff he dreams about.
Ramen?
Yes,
it's a bowl.
It's a bowl. Yeah. It's basically a noodle bowl.
Noodle bowl.
It's a ramen bowl without the broth.
But yeah, it's a ramen bowl without the broth. And
I can see how good that can be. But me growing up with Maruchans, I'm like, I need that caldito. I need the caldito.
Yeah, the broth is the flavor. I like that place.
Ocupa el menjurje.
You know that place we saw in Vegas. We didn't go yet, but where you could pull There's like broth on tap.
I am so bummed
You
that
just go-
I am so bummed that I'm missing the Las Vegas away trip this year. We've made it into an institution. We always go.
Yeah.
It's
But
it's not going to be hot this year.
that's the biggest thing. We usually go in like June or September,
it's
and
so
103 on the
It's
pitch.
so hot.
So yeah, and we're constantly drinking
La-
fluids of all kinds just to get through the day and not overheat. But yeah, no, we're also always looking for food. So there's an all-you-can-eat sushi buffet that we've gone to.
Okay.
We've gone to, I mean, it's Vegas.
Yeah.
But the one is, there's this ramen place that, they have all the different
we've eaten
flavors
scorpions.
of broth.
I can imagine
On
Oz.
tap.
I can imagine Oz be like, "Hey, can you open up a tap for this type of broth, please? Hey, close me out. Too many broth for me. Too much."
Mama T says she loves that you guys, that we're sandwiched between the two emus, the golden one and Bart. The way this camera is
I'm just seeing I don't know if I've had a bad week not sleeping or if I always look like that. Am I that? Dude, I'm going to wear a mask.
getting old sucks, dude.
And I'm fat too. I feel
Shout out to Paul Ensley. Paul, you entered my text messages just before I came on the show tonight. Paul works for the city of Seaside.
Okay.
And I believe you and he are, the city of Seaside has tapped Paul to lead the initiative of being, because now city of Seaside is now a sponsor of Monterey Bay. So Paul is going to be your point of contact. So he told me to make sure that you've got
To do my job.
Yeah, well, no, if you need his digits, I've got his digits.
Gotcha.
Whatever.
Cool.
But he's looking forward to working with you. And he says Paul was the caboose of our kids parade.
Gotcha.
I would lead it like the Pied Piper. I was the engine, and Paul would be the caboose, making sure all the kids stayed in the group and
line.
everything.
Yeah.
Paul says, how do we take the magic of Dan leading the kids like the old days and crank it up to 11? What has Marco seen in his time elsewhere to draw folks all the way in every match?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Thanks, Paul.
I think with the fact that,
Shot by Johnny says our lighting in here sucks.
we need a Vaseline on the screen
or something.
we need.
We're working on it, Johnny.
I think the experience I've had with the Angels at international tournaments when it comes to the soccer, I've always been a big believer in letting the game breathe, because it's the game of soccer. It's not like baseball that you constantly have inning changes, or when it comes to basketball and football, timeouts. So I'm a big believer in having the game breathe, but having natural fan engagement, because, for example, having the wave going every once in a while, having the noise meter or just some type of fan interaction is crucial for me. And even here in the States, the music plays a big part.
That's why I'm so looking forward to Saturday with you.
Yeah.
Get you, me, and DJ Chris up in the booth.
Yeah.
We're going to come up with some.
How many times are we going to hear Golden? 7? 9?
When I was away,
I don't know about that.
When I was away from
the
stadium last season, I know that there was an element I've heard from people all over the peninsula, and the 831, saying that something was missing, and Chris, God love him, he would periodically during the game, I would hear, he would go MB from the PA box, and it just fell flat because it wasn't what we do.
Yeah.
I've always loved what the Hinchas is doing. Yeah. They're trying to bring that Central and South American flair where the
90
drums,
minutes of
90
going.
minutes of sound.
Ruben, I don't know how he does
and that's
that.
not a bad thing at all.
No, not at all.
I love it when the high school kids and the college kids come with the horns, because then it just takes it up another level. Yeah. I know that, Patrick and Beverly from Land and Sea 831, they've continued to fill a void there.
He's like our national anthem guy.
Well,
dude.
so
He
you haven't
kills
met
it
Patrick
with
yet,
that.
but Patrick is a guitar player in several bands, but he also has he's also a solo musician as well.
Yeah.
But he's a guitarist, and he has played the national anthem multiple times. Fantastic guitar player.
Heck yeah.
I don't know if you're into metal, but there's your guy. You want a shredder. But he and his he's also the guitarist in a band that also plays down on Alvarado Street every once in a while. I can't remember the name of it. Is it the Salty Dog? The
Salty Seal.
Salty Seal.
Yeah.
If you're under 24, bring 2 forms of ID.
There you go.
They're doing that now.
Oh my God.
If they think you're under 24, you have to bring 2 forms of ID.
Can you say that in Spanish?
And then they put you, bring 2 forms of ID?
Yeah. If you're under 24, give it the whole spiel.
Why me? Now I feel like I'm being put on the spot.
All right, Marco,
Marco's the Spanish broadcast guy.
So where's that again?
The Salty Seal.
The Salty Seal.
On Cannery Row.
Si van al Salty Seal en Cannery Road, por favor traigan 2 formas de identificación si tienes menos de 24 años. Por favor.
There you go.
You like that, Oz?
Yeah, that's way better than what I would have done.
So, Paul, if it's okay with you, since I've got you on there, I'll give Marco your number while we're together here.
Yeah. So I wanted to
go ahead
to relay this. Like when it came to the fan entertainment, it's important that we had that natural fan engagement from the crowd and everything like that. But this year we're working on making sure that the experience is top notch, the best way we can. Obviously we're a small organization, but the thing is that you have a group of individuals in that office that are passionate for this club and this community. And I think that hopefully this year we were able to, bring that excitement out more from the fans. Like I really believe in having Spanish music going on pretty often, having La Chona or having Vicente Fernandez, all that kind of stuff, because me working with Mexican national team and Mexican soccer clubs with Liga MX and also the World Cup, that stuff works because it's stuff that people can connect to in that type of culture, and that's the culture I would love to see at Monterey Bay FC. You've seen it, obviously, at St. James's Park, European soccer, that constant chants, the constant roll calls, all that kind of stuff. It's what makes this game, I think, very beautiful. So yeah.
No, and I think that's a very good point. That's such a simple thing to sprinkle in some music and this whole. It sounds cheesy almost at this point, but the representation matters kind of thing.
Yeah, agreed.
And especially, we just had the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show thing, which I thought was so much fun. I thought it was so much fun. But the amount of stories that I've heard of grandmas or moms being excited because their country was mentioned when he just mentioned, and they're like, nobody ever mentions Honduras, you know? And
exactly.
And our country was mentioned at the Super Bowl, like one of the country's biggest. And all of a sudden, they just pump up. And so I could imagine, if it's your first or second, you go to Seaside, you're from Salinas, I don't know if this is really, do they really want me here? And then you hear La Chona or something, you're like, oh, damn.
So not only do we want you, we need you.
It's more like we need you. We like I said at the beginning of this podcast, it's my desire, my goal that this team is being able to identify with every background that is here in the 831, because it's a family, and if I want to say in Spanish, es una familia. I, without a shadow of a doubt, would love to meet whoever I can when it comes to match days. Obviously I'm going to be busy doing my job and everything like that, but for them to feel that they're at home.
So we need a T-shirt with Derek. If you're watching, we need a T-shirt that says "I am Marco," and it says,
But don't talk to me right now.
I'm doing my job, but I want to talk to you.
No, but or we should have one that says "I'm Marco," and on the side, "Hablo español." You know what I mean?
Or I speak English.
So, and I know that we talked about it. The biggest thing for us, and the thing that excites us the most about having a bilingual person on the staff, in the marketing department, in the communications department. Jen has some questions. I'm going to get to those in just a second. As I said the first time we met, Monterey County is as big as the state of Delaware.
Yeah.
And when you think about the 831 as an area code, that encompasses not only Monterey County, but San Benito County, Santa Cruz County. So we're trying to pull from all 3 of those areas. We're meant to be the team that represents the entire Monterey Peninsula, the Monterey Bay region, and the Central Valley, of course. We want the supporters from Hollister. We want the supporters from San Juan Bautista. We want the supporters from King City. We want the supporters from Chular and Soledad and Greenfield and Gonzales. We want everybody.
Nobody from Bradley though. Stay home.
That's not what we want, Oz. Come on. What did we just say? This team is for everyone. Come on, Oz.
No,
what are we doing?
Bradley's
if your
cool.
name is Bradley, it's fine. But
If you live in Bradley, no.
Oh my gosh.
I know that. I mean, you've been. How long have you been in the job, Marco? 3 weeks? 4 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
So Jen is asking.
So why haven't we won a championship yet? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing here?
First things, Oz. First things first. You have to play a season first.
Yes.
Jen is from Jen is asking about theme nights. When are we talking about ideations for every weekend? I mean, we've got 17. Do we have 17, 15? 15 home games? Well, if you include the Prinks Tire Company Cup, we've got 34. So 17 home games. What about theme nights? Pride, Juneteenth, Asian American Pacific Islander heritage. All of those things are all those things on the table right now.
I'll be to them. It's Tet today. It's Tet and Mardi Gras today. So
there you go.
Congratulations or happy, Lunar New Year to whoever follows that calendar.
I guarantee. In addition to Hispanic Heritage, Hospitality Night, all those kinds of things. I mean, you've seen all the theme nights from the last couple of seasons.
Yeah,
we've had a Marvel night, we've had a Star Wars night. That when we've had a home game on and around May the 4th.
Yeah, so it's a list that I've been seeing, but right now it's a lot of subject to change.
Yep.
So we want to make sure that we attack as many places that we can, and making sure that the giveaways are proper. Like for example, the first one in the home opener, we're giving away 4,000 scarves, and that's
5th anniversary scarves.
Yeah, 5th anniversary scarves, and I think it's big time. And the thing is that even the Pachuca game, we want them to be there to support this type of relationship that we have.
Derek says drop-in night.
Hell yeah. Yes, I approve.
We'll get a tent just for Oz.
Oz and I have provided the in-game, not analysis, but we've been in the PA booth making all the announcements and everything a couple of times, because we used to do the MBFC 2 games here in Salinas at Rabobank, and a couple of times they've done double headers at Cardinale Stadium. So we've done either the MBFC 2 game ahead of the main team, or the first team plays first and then MBFC 2 plays afterwards. And we were just in the booth the whole time. That means Superfan Dan's not in the stadium, but he's in the stadium. So I see. I know you're looking at your notes. Have we tapped everything that you want to talk about? Because we're coming up to the hour, but we have no time limit.
No, I got no notes. I'm watching the live stream.
Oh, okay. I thought
I'm an open book. No, like
I didn't know if you had specific things that you want to talk about.
Like
we're interested again. Your vision is inclusivity. We want everybody to come to the stadium because we want Monterey Bay to be our team.
Yes.
And when we say our, that is everybody.
Yeah.
We want to represent Seaside. We want to represent Monterey, the Carmelites, the Salinas folks, the folks from Santa Cruz. I know that Travis and James and who's the new person in
Daniel.
Yeah. In corporate partnerships, sponsorships.
Yeah.
I know that.
Damn, 3?
Well,
that's what's up.
So I know that we're.
That was just sorry for cutting you off, but that was one thing we also noticed one time we went to the Sacramento preseason match. Their social media department was bigger than our front office.
They walked in. First of all, it was
it
was pissing rain.
Yeah, it was terrible.
That day, kickoff was at 2:00, and we were soaked. The rain had stopped while we were in the parking lot. We waited for an hour in the parking lot in the car. And then the rain stopped, got out of the car, got dressed up. I got dressed up and everything. By the time we got from the car to the front gate, we were soaked all the way through. I mean, our feet were soaked.
Yeah,
but then one of the players' parents saw us and invited us with them to the VIP area.
Okay.
And we were in there. And so then we went down into the Monterey Bay tent. And then Sacramento showed up with their media team. I mean, two guys humping, 32-inch monitors, LCD monitors under their arms and setting them up all the table. And I'm sitting there looking around going, where's our media?
We got a person with an iPhone.
There's nobody.
They're like trying to keep it dry.
I think one of the players was sitting there taking pictures, in terms of watch party locations and that kind of thing, we've always had official watch party locations, and it's typically down to sponsors. So, Central Coast catering and all that kind of their family of stuff. So they're Montreal and Tarpe's and Rio Grill down in there in Carmel. You go to those establishments, you're going to find a TV over the bar, and that's what you got. And typically you're not going to see, 10, 20 Monterey Bay fans sitting in the bar watching that screen. When we were at the Brit, we would regularly get between 60 to 80 people that would come and watch the watch party. At XL Public House, you've had anywhere from, in the teens up to 50 people in XL Public House doing it. I know that the interest of the club is obviously to make those official locations the regular watch party locations. But at the same time, Oz and I have been known to do some guerrilla tactics, and Rising Phoenix Tap Room, for instance, our sponsor for the podcast. Mm-hmm. We went down specifically and did a watch party at that location we went to Rising Phoenix when we played Phoenix Rising.
Okay.
To watch that on screen.
Okay.
And we did that on purpose, but we want to do the same thing in places. Obviously we have the Brass Tap in Marina, so that's our watch party location now. We also want to look at things that are further inland, San Juan Bautista, Hollister. If there's one in Gonzales, we'd love to do Gonzales. I've been reaching out to contacts in Santa Cruz to see if there's any place that would, be willing to host a watch party location. It doesn't have to be an official watch party location, but I want to be able to, as I said, guerrilla radio style. I want to be able to drop in.
Yeah.
That's the name of the show.
I want to be able to drop in on a location and say, look, we can bring 50 people here to watch a game and get people excited about coming down to Cardinale Stadium and see a game live. And so there are several initiatives I think that we would love to talk to the front office about on how to do that. I mean, we might be able to go with a handful of tickets and be able to give away tickets to games and that kind of stuff. So that's all stuff that we want to talk about. I'm looking back at Chinese New Year. Annie says, I have no idea. There's a horse head in the comments.
Caballo.
A horse is a horse.
Caballete. Of course. You're going to have to explain that one to me. Is it Cowboy Night? I don't know. Rodeo? Maybe Rodeo? I don't know.
I think YouTube has
you do have that Rodeo. It's
Rodeo,
the Salinas
yes.
Rodeo.
Yeah.
Rodeo.
And here it's
And I've got my lesson of that. It's not rodeo here. It's rodeo.
Rodeo.
Everywhere else, it's rodeo.
Thank you.
It's the year of the horse.
The year of the horse.
The year of the
This
horse.
is the Chinese New Year. It is the year of the horse.
Gotcha.
I'm a rabbit.
I like the idea of a drop-in night, though. That's fun.
That would be something.
Anything, Marco, that as we're running down the clock here, is there anything other than what we've talked about tonight that you would like to impart upon our listening audience?
Yeah, for sure. I know you mentioned the watch parties. It's something important, I think, to show the fandom that exists with the Union, the Monterey Bay FC. But like we want your support at Cardinale Stadium the best way we can.
100%.
Being able to be at the stadium, being able to talk to people and just learn their background and just share a drink or share a meal in a sense of like stadium food and just watch a beautiful game. Like sometimes results are not the way you want them, but hey, at least you got to do something for about 2 hours and be at a fun place or something like
Absolutely.
that. And I think for me is that a way to show support is even our upcoming game with Pachuca and our home opener. Those are the two big games. And something that I've been saying to a lot of people that in the short time that I've been here, the changes I've seen when it comes to the front office has been very monumental, in my opinion. Having Oliver being our chairman and also chief soccer officer has been a great thing, because since he's been here in the short amount of time, he's had 2 big partnerships. Obviously, one with Pachuca, one of the biggest development places in Mexico, who has developed some great talents, not just locally in Mexico, but internationally. And also with Schalke 04. You know, that's another reputable development organization in Germany who's done plays with the likes of Leroy Sané, Manuel Neuer, and amongst other.
Mesut Özil.
Yeah, exactly. So it's something that I think people should take notice of. You know, it might take some time for people to, like, okay, really buy into it, but the fact that the work is being done is something like we're planting the crops right now, and we're hoping that we see the harvest pretty soon. And like I said, when it comes to this Pachuca game, we really want you out there supporting this new partnership. For example, on the Friday the 27th, we're going to be having a dinner with Pachuca that fans are invited to go and attend and receive Pachuca at Alvarado Street Brewery
here in
Salinas.
Okay.
In Salinas, because we want the fans of Salinas,
folks,
to see that this is something that is for the community.
Got it.
It's for the community. Pachuca wants to be in Salinas. They want to be able to, at some point, extract players for their system. At the same time, be able to partner with Monterey Bay FC to, you know, exchange players or something in that sorts to develop some future stars of the game of soccer. So, like I said, we are aiming for a welcoming party in a sense at Alvarado Street Brewery here in Salinas for Pachuca when they get here.
Awesome.
So we're going to have hopefully fans there. We're going to have hopefully some media to be able to have that type of interaction with Pachuca. Obviously, when it comes to the dinner, it's going to be, you know, Pachuca and their guys, giving them some privacy and stuff like that. But receiving the team, I think, is a great sign of just simply the new partnership we have and just how much we want this community to embrace this. For sure.
Yeah, that's something that was a dream for 4 years, and all of a sudden in 2 weeks we're gonna have a professional Liga MX team,
and we have 2 of them
in our restaurant.
Yeah. 2 partnerships.
Yeah.
Oz, it just occurred to me at an hour and 6, we didn't touch on anything on the one thing that we said we were going to talk about tonight, and we can go over. It's fine.
What was it? I don't remember.
The news on the USL show today.
Oh yeah, that they're wrong.
That's
cool.
They're wrong. Yeah,
be wrong.
100%.
That's fine.
So have you seen
We're better than
the predictions for the Western Conference?
Not today.
So both the
They're probably still live right now. They went live today at 6 Pacific.
So the USL show, the
wrongest show ever made.
The guys on the show,
Just kidding. I
plus
love you guys.
fans, both have Monterey Bay dead last in the conference, but worse than that, dead last in the league is the wooden spoon holders. I don't know. I don't agree with that, and I think having seen some of the scrimmages, seen some of the training last week, we've got some surprises in store for everybody, and I think that was what surprised everybody last year was, you know, Jordan doing basically a complete roster overhaul and bringing a bunch of guys that no one had ever heard of before, bringing them into the club. Those first 5, 6, 7 weeks, don't do it. Those first 5, 6, 7 weeks of the season, we were over. I think we were over delivering. I think we were performing well simply because there was no game tape on any of our guys. You could go out and Google any of them. You look them up on YouTube. You'd probably see highlight reels, but you didn't get to see them week in and week out. Where is their positional sense? You know, where are they on the pitch when they're, you know, where they're supposed to be and that kind of thing. After those first few weeks, I think we got sussed out, and then we started to have the injury bug that's always plagued us for whatever reason. I think this is going to be a surprise. It's a young team.
Yeah.
I think the statistics that another channel came up with was, I think the average age of our team is 23.9. And if you take Nick Ross out of the equation at 34 years old, our average age drops to 23.3. It is a young team.
Yeah.
Fernando Delgado in goal, 19.
Yeah, 23.8.
You know, Yusu and Day, on up front. He's like
18,
17, 18. We've got a young team, which is exciting. And I know that the front office, I know that Oliver is still scouring the world right now looking for additional signings, because I think officially we've only got 17 guys on the roster, and we typically have between 21 and 25. So there's 4 to 20
keeper, dude. We still got that dream. We still got that dream. We need
we'll put Marco in the net. There you go.
Unfortunately, that dream, it came to a close really fast. But yeah, like even for us, like you're saying, Dan, it's a very young club. But like as I said earlier, I think we're having the right people leading this team at this point. It's going to be a year of a lot of growing, because of these guys are being so young. But like you said it yourself, having a guy like Fernando Delgado in goal, at 19 years old when he's made his debut like around 15, like that's insane.
And I know we've mentioned it on the show before. If you don't know the name Fernando Delgado, he is the backup keeper to the Mexican U21 national team, and the starting goalkeeper for the U21s is Emi Ochoa of Salinas, who used to play for the Earthquakes. And now plays for Cruz Azul.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I see this team as a talented future team that hopefully, like last year, I think we have only 4 players returning from the last roster, if I'm not mistaken.
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, 4 or 5. But the fact that this team is, I think, headed in the right direction. Yes, we're still missing some players, do some logistics things, legal things that I can't really get into the weeds about. But Ali and Tony Awar, who's our new director of recruitment, have been working tirelessly to make this team,
making things happen.
Exactly. Especially with Jordan being the head coach of that, and also Troy, he was his new assistant coach. Great soccer minds, obviously. It's something that
and a
we're going to see. Yeah, even Scotland. So yeah, it's I'm not the biggest when it comes to predictions and stuff like that, because I hate to bring this baseball analogy, but in 2023, who expected the Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks go in the World Series? No one did. No one did. And who knows where this team could go with this season?
That's what makes it a beautiful game.
Exactly.
And sometimes when you do get those kind of predictions, number one, as a player, I think you probably try to ignore that, but also it relieves any pressure. Like if you're expected to be in the top 3, then like you're like, holy crap, there's eyes on me. There's nobody, there's no pressure. You can just go out and have fun, and that's where I think.
But you have to be careful when it comes of not having pressure. You can easily fall into like, oh, no one expects us to be this good. Why fall into seeing those expectations? For me as a player, and as any front office person should see it, is motivation more than anything. Because like, oh, they see us dead last. Let's make it our mission
expectation
to be able to prove them wrong. I'm a big believer in that. Because obviously things can happen and they stir a different direction. I get it. It's sports. It's life. It's all this. But if you see it as motivation, you're your own biggest enemy. To not get to that goal,
Hell yeah. That's where you got to print that out and put it in the locker room and be like, look at what they think of you guys.
I tell you what, on a positive note, that's probably the best place we can ask to end tonight's show.
There's actually one thing I wanted to
go for it. The floor is yours.
Is the beautiful thing is that another indication of where this team is going is the implementation of our women's team.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Shoot, how did we forget to talk about that?
Yeah.
When do we know more information about that?
So right now
it's coming.
Yeah. So we hired our head coach. I can't really release that information just yet.
Got it.
It's coming pretty soon, but the ball is really rolling when it comes to this.
That season starts in May.
Yes, in May.
So I mean, we're talking 3 months from now.
Yeah. So right now we're
Less than 3 months.
We're working with our coach to be able to get some recruitment going.
Got it.
Working with some leagues locally in Salinas to be able to use the resources we have to get some talent into this team, because same thing as the men's team, same mission for the women's team, making this team for the 831. We know Salinas is a place, a hot spot for great soccer talent. We want to make sure that we're able to identify that talent here locally and making sure this team is for the people of Salinas, the 831, and whoever we're able to recruit to come to this team.
There's players in South County. You know that there are players in San Benito and Santa Cruz County.
And the thing for me is like what I said earlier, that I connect to this place a whole lot is, I had a friend that he would leave to Los Baños, Salinas, because his family's working.
Banos.
Oh, no.
Banos.
We call them Los Baños back home. That's what they tell them. That's what, hey, we went to Los Baños.
Our former assistant manager was from, or assistant coach is from there.
Okay, I got
They
you.
would make sure that we know.
Yeah, but
Los Banos. Los Banos.
I'm from Los Banos.
Yeah.
It's named
Los
by the
Banos,
Spanish.
There's
Yeah.
no tilde over the end.
So, but what I was going with is I had that friend. He would be gone for a couple months because his parents had to work in the field, and that's what really connected with me when I got this position. Same thing. I want this women's team to be for the people here in the 831.
That's awesome.
And that's my goal.
Yep.
So
I am, while I'm sad to see Monterey Bay FC 2 go away in favor of the U20 and the development academy, I am ecstatic about the creation or the formation of a women's team.
Yeah.
Kind of like that little seed that we got at the very end of the last episode of Ted Lasso season 3, when Keeley brought the idea of a women's team. Now that's what we're going to get this summer when Ted Lasso comes back, season 4.
Do we have any idea of the scheduling? Are they going to play like on
They just announced
Wednesdays
the
or
schedule.
something?
yeah. So
Like, do they usually play it on Saturdays? Like I'm hoping, it'd be
Double
logistically,
header.
yeah, for double headers. It's just I don't want like 20 people to be there. I want as many people to.
yeah, so there's some talks when it comes to the games with the women's team of doing some double headers. You come to the women's game, you were able to come to also see the men's side of Monterey Bay FC. To be able to, that fandom that comes to the women's team is able to be a fan of the men's team and vice versa. That's the goal, be able to get as many fans as we can to the stadium. Like, yes, want to drive in money to be able to, get better players or just to improve our facilities or whatnot. But making those lifelong fans is what we're striving for right now. So
we've got lots of young women on the peninsula and in the greater 831 who are all aspiring soccer fans.
¿Ya te cansé? ¿Estás
What?
quedando dormido?
No, heck no. It's just so exciting. It's like it's taking the energy out of me.
No,
It's
but
warm in here. It got warm.
Oh.
I feel like I'm on the spot. What is it? 66? It's not that warm in here.
yeah, my bad, man.
You're too professional. Yeah, you're too professional. Like, man, we have fun. We drink beers and talk crap, and now I gotta stand up
we
straight.
can talk about whatever, my man. Come on, dude.
So one of our viewers on Instagram is asking about the toilets. Are we any closer to breaking ground on honest to goodness toilets? I don't think you've only been here 3 weeks. You'll learn quick.
First of all, you have to figure out what a water credit is.
Water credit.
The water credit? What the hell does that
The
mean?
college has to give some of those up in order for us to have it. So
That's weird. Again, being from Salinas, that's weird. It's just water in the ground.
Yeah, it's in discussion.
Yeah.
It's in discussion. You know?
What else? Anything else?
No.
For those of you who haven't watched this last couple of weeks, there is a new development inside the stadium. I talked to the merchandise manager Cassidy last week. If you are familiar with the stadium, if you are walking down the south side, the side underneath the press box, when you used to approach the beer garden, there used to be a tent on the right-hand side as you came down that ramp. That was the merch store. They are now moving into that container to the left. Alvarado Street has moved out of that container, so there will now be an official merch store inside that container, and that also opens up that space for another vendor or two or something like that. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, we're trying to bring in local businesses to be able to highlight them as well, to be able to provide some good food, some good beverages to our loyal fans of Monterey Bay FC for sure.
It's not Ivan's.
It's not a baked potato.
Exactly.
I'm like, they don't pay me for that. They didn't.
It was,
when we were getting paid, yeah.
It's so funny. When I first got here and Mike was giving me the tour of the facility of Carnelli Stadium, he said, this is where they wait like 30 minutes for a baked potato. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, those suckers are huge, like big potatoes.
It's a potato that would feed a family of 4 regularly. But when you're a soccer fan, you need that energy. It's all It's all fantastic carbs in order to get you hyped up.
Yeah, I might have that only once a season.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah. I know. I would be surprised, but I'm like, I gotta watch out.
They start slinging them out, and they're just so good.
All right, Oz. So anything else? I'm looking in the comments. I don't think there are anything else. We still have the under 20s, as Noah said. Yes. What else? Any other folks out there? Derek, again, shout out from Uncle Jack. Fantastic work on the drop-in merch. We've got hats, we've got beanies, we've got multiple t-shirt designs. I think you'll notice there are 2 new t-shirt designs on our catalog. There's the Adrian Rebelliar shirt that on the back says number 7 is nonstop, and we have our beloved tangents.
I really like that one.
If you haven't looked at it, it's. I know that the link is in our bio on both YouTube and on Instagram at the 831 at the drop in 831. If Derek, if you want to throw the link up in the comment section, we can do that too. Brett has asked if they're good. Are we getting new jerseys designs this year? Are we getting new jerseys? Are we getting new uniforms
for this season?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So
announcement is coming.
Brett. Keep your eyes open. Are the speakers going to be working on the north stand?
When it comes to that, I have no knowledge of that right now at this moment.
I know.
Email Bruce Ross, MBFC,
Stadium Operations Manager. No, I can tell you that when I was there for training last week, that was one of the initiatives that was being dealt with. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for a couple of seasons, the speakers on the north side of the stadium don't work. So any announcements that you want to make to that side of the stadium, you're getting echoes from whatever the south side's putting out. Gotcha. And there's only so much volume you can get out of the speakers under the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. And the patio people are all standing there with their ears bleeding. So, no. Anything else, folks? Anything? Thanks, Rick, for the question. Yeah. Thanks, Mama T and Paul and Jen and Annie and everybody in the comments.
Like I said, Noah, if we can talk about whatever. I'm a big movie guy. Like I told you before you went on air, man. You know?
I haven't seen them. The last movie I saw was Marty Supreme. That's all I can. That was a good one.
All-time favorite movie. Let's go with that.
It's silly, and I hate doing these kind of superlative type things, but really, my favorite movie is Dumb and Dumber. It just is. It's
so
not,
you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not saying it's like for cinematic properties of it.
Slappy.
It's just more nostalgic. Like
Samsonite. I was close.
It just was like this part of growing up, you know. And again, speaking of, my summers were either in Mexicali or way up north at mi tia Carmen's place, and outside of Fort Jones. First of all, no one of you has ever, other than Pat, has never heard of Fort Jones. And so I would spend a lot of summers there. And one of the things is they did have more financial resources than we did. Mm-hmm. So number one, mi tia Carmen had a bunch of Cantinflas VHSs. So that, like, I adore Cantinflas, and and that's a big part. But also, it was inevitable that in my stay there, my uncle, mi tío Ron Schmidt, way different than Maria Carmen Orozco, he loved Dumb and Dumber. So it was inevitable that we would watch that. And
Producer Mary says The Princess Bride.
That's a good one. That's a really good one too, as well. Yeah, that's a great one. But again, it's really more nostalgic. Yeah, because really, it's just a silly, goofy movie and Farrelly Brothers, but for me, like, again, whenever that's
on, the most annoying sound in the world.
Oh God, I won't do that. Like, it's one of those that it just takes me back to that. And they lived out in the forest, so it was just really serene. Salinas wasn't the biggest city, but like at that point I lived on the east side. It was it's dense, like it's as dense as Manhattan in some parts over there, so you're just like stacked with people. So when I would
they don't have the high rises.
No, dude, it's all apartments. And so that would be like, it was a great time in that it got me away from the city. It kind of slowed life down. and it was just allowed me to just laugh and just have this good time. And so so for that, like that movie, I just absolutely love it. And I love slapstick comedy. I think that is where it comes from, because Jim Carrey is just such a, so good at it. But yeah, Dumb and Dumber.
But when you see Jeff Daniels in shows like The Newsroom, when you saw him playing Colonel Chamberlain in Gettysburg, when you see him in such serious roles,
when he was
that,
when he was the director of NASA in the Martian and everything. Oh my gosh.
And then he's like, nice Hooters. Just the birds.
Did you pay the gas bill?
The toilet scene will always be.
So it's okay.
Oh no!
The timing
what's funny about the toilet scene is that my sister and I we love that movie as well. That in her house in the bathroom she has a frame of Lloyd in the bathroom. I'm like every time I see it, like I'm crying.
Oh no!
Come on, flush, you bastard!
His face, the timing. I know, like toilet humor isn't everybody's thing, but the timing. Yeah. It's like as soon as his butt hits, it just. All hell breaks loose, and then it ends with the little high pitch, and he just smiles. And oh god,
great movie.
Just I want to support this. Noah says, shameless plug. Noah is, for all intents and purposes, Noah, and please forgive me. He's Mini Dan in our stadium. He is. You will see Noah. He's dressed in from head to toe in Monterey Bay merchandise. He is one of our biggest fans. He's at DePaul University in Chicago. He was here. He took a gap year and came back. And
Chicago,
and was
where
here for
the
a
Bears.
Little city starts with C, ends with O, has the word Hickag in the middle of it. No, Noah is, shameless plug, he is doing play-by-play on Radio DePaul Sports and Entertainment for the DePaul men's basketball versus Providence this Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Pacific for you West Coast folks. He will also be posting something on his Instagram page, MBFC Discussion, with a link. So you'll see that soon.
What's a friar? Isn't that like a monk?
Noah, oh crap, it just occurred to me. Happy belated birthday, Noah. Noah is now 21.
Oh, wow. Is he really?
I forgot. And he just mentioned it because he said the magic word in the comments. He has now discovered Malort.
Yeah, if you're from Chicago, you're going to have to try that at some point.
Oh, you poor bastard.
You ever had Malort?
No, I haven't. He still has to bring 2 forms of identification.
Yeah, right? He still does. Yeah, if he goes to the Salty Seal, he better bring 2 forms of ID.
Paul says Noah is Dan. All he needs is time and a beard to borrow. All right. Way to go, Noah. We look forward to listening to that. Noah has also discovered Guinness, he said. Well done, young man.
So
okay. Anything in closing, Marco?
No,
we're really looking forward to this season. It's gonna be fun.
Likewise, like I mentioned, I've been here for a couple of weeks, but the things I've seen have been great. Still learning a lot as I go in this role. But as I mentioned, if you're in Salinas and you want to stop by and see the new Pachuca relationship, really, see it in front of you. Yep. Stop by Alvarado Street Brewery in the afternoon. We have like a time around. It's a tentative 6 to 8.
Yep.
It'll be announced, but we would love to see fans receive Pachuca, receive some of the MBFC players there to just, make this a special moment for Pachuca and our team as well in this new partnership we have, for sure.
Yeah, let them go back to Mexico, tell them all
about the Monterey Peninsula.
Yeah.
Tell them about the 831, or as you say in Espanol.
The 831.
There you go.
Oh, okay. You were like, nah, the 831.
Yeah. The 831 Holmes.
Yeah. It's just
831, vato.
Right? That's all of a sudden that sound like that when you put the twang.
831, compa.
About time, Noah. Mama T just gave him props for Guinness. Ya vamos, MBFC. Gracias pa todo hermanos. Is what Paul says. So I'm giving you his number. Okay. Oz?
I'll say it in Spanish again. La gente que esté escuchando este episodio, Queremos que vengan a Alvarado Street Brewery el próximo viernes para recibir a Pachuca en ese partido. Como mencionamos, es un partido internacional con este equipo de Monterey Bay FC, que nos vengan a apoyar en el restaurante y claramente el sábado para que sea un partido de mucho éxito para la gente de Pachuca, la gente aquí local, el 831. Esta meta es de que ustedes vean el producto que se está armando aquí en Monterrey y también todo alrededor del 831. Así que, por favor, si están disponibles, vengan el viernes a Alvarado Street Brewery para que vengan a visitar y recibir a Pachuca, también Monterey Bay FC. Y el partido del sábado es internacional, amistoso internacional, y pues claramente el 7 de marzo, el primer partido inaugural en el estadio de Carnegie Stadium contra Oakland Roots.
Thank you. That was Oz that just said that. By the way,
can we have Marco on every episode? That was awesome. No, thank you very much, Marco, for that. For all of our viewers who are Spanish speaking, I hope you appreciated that as much as we did.
Yeah.
Oz,
and if you speak Spanish, don't translate what he just said. Don't let anyone know. Just kidding. It was super rude.
Keep it on the
super
DL.
Racist. Don't tell anybody. No, just kidding. No, yeah, that's going to be cool. February 27th, right? We were saying
27th, that
February
Friday.
27th.
Alvarado Street Brewery in Salinas. In the afternoon, like I said, we'll announce the time, but we would love to see as many fans as we can to have Pachuca, make them feel at home because this is our home, you know? So, yeah.
Should I dress like a Pachuco?
Pachuco.
That might make them more comfortable. It's only one letter off. Like, this is like, don't they all dress like this where you're from?
You're basically a Pachuca right now, right?
Yeah. Like Maldita Vecindad.
Hey, there you go.
You said I was your only vato.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
3 puntos ese.
Who are you fighting? 3 puntos.
La onda, bro.
That movie is, oh my God, it's super quotable. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's just so damn cheesy. Like American Me was a little more cinematic.
You know what? Life's a risk, man.
Yeah, life's a risk. Life's a risk. Sorry, no tortilla.
I feel like I've been left out of an inside joke.
It's blood in, blood out reference. Or
right.
Sangre por sangre.
Sangre por sangre is correct.
Marco, I think it goes without saying you are welcome to come
Appreciate
on here
it.
anytime if you want to, if anything you want to do. And again, thank you for coming swimming from Monterey over here to Salinas.
My shoes are still wet.
For folks watching from home, it is pouring rain here, and we don't get a lot of that a lot. So we're grateful for it, but at the same time, it is an inconvenience for those of us who are averse to rain, to precipitation. No. But again, the invitation is there for you at all
Appreciate
times.
it. Thanks, Dan, for obviously your time, Oz as well, for everything you guys do for this club. You know, it means a lot. You know, it would be great to have more of you guys at the stadium, and especially if it's Latinos.
Well, we're working on it.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do in that regard.
We'll get you there.
Thank you. My wife speaks terrific Spanish. She understands much better than she speaks it.
She's like, ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? El coche es amarillo.
I think she has an 1800 day streak on Duolingo.
Okay.
So, okay. Oz, anything in closing?
No.
Okay. This is my last episode. This week's episode is my last one in the studio with Oz.
Yeah.
I'll be departing
for a couple of weeks.
For a month.
4 weeks. 2 couples.
2 couples. But we will be doing shows on Tuesdays, or we'll as Oz and I work it out. The first night that I'm there, obviously I have a Champions League game. So I may or may not be able to be on camera that night. So that might be a bad idea.
Brass tap pregame.
Please make sure you say hi to Gavin Harris.
I will, absolutely. I will look for him in his Lamborghini. Absolutely.
La vida loca.
Remember when Balotelli used to drive around his Lamborghini and just handing out $100 bills in Manchester?
No.
That guy was chaos in the best form. The guy broke into a women's prison just to see what was going on.
Why always me?
Yeah. Why? Because you're you, Balotelli.
So no, we'll post when we're going to have shows. Obviously, the 8-hour time difference between Oz and me is going to be a difficult one. If we were to stay with our regular 7 p.m. Airtime, it would be 3 a.m. for me. So I don't know. I might be coming back from the pub. It might make the show more entertaining. But no, Oz and I will bring you announcements as to when we'll do that. But again, the nice thing about the streaming platform that we've got now and being on YouTube is we can do it remotely. So you can be on anytime. So Marco, if there's any time that you want to chime in for anything, just hit me up and I'll send you the link and you can pop right on.
Perfect. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Mary, Paul, Mama T, Noah, Jen, Annie, and Joey. Derek's
like
Designs.
Bible verse.
I'm thinking about the romper room. I'm looking through the screen going, and I see Joey and I see Paul. No, and Rick and Peyton and Sam and Edgar. Thank you all for dropping in on us tonight and sharing the hour with us. And oh my God, it's 1 hour and 35, dude.
Yeah,
do you have time on your? Do you have enough time on the?
Yeah, I still have an hour 12.
Okay, super.
I mean, I don't know if I have an hour 12 left to talk.
Oh man,
I can.
Come on.
With tangents are our specialty.
My favorite movie of all time is Real Genius with Val Kilmer.
Okay.
If you're not familiar with that, go look it up. Do your homework.
Real Genius.
I'm a big mafia movie guy.
Okay,
so.
there you go.
Goodfellas, Godfather. Here
Godfather.
we go.
Goodfellas is just so damn good. It's just so good. You just have, if it's on, it has to stay on. That's a good one.
All right, with that, Marco, thank you.
What are the new comments
guys.
down there?
We got new comments? Hold on. Take care, lads, is what Noah says.
Oh, nice.
Starting at 7 p.m., right? Not. Brass Tap pregame on Saturday for EPL at 7 a.m. Yes, because Manchester United and Newcastle play at noon. And gates open on Saturday for the friendly at 2.
Oh,
around there, yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm.
So we'll be coming straight from the Brass Tap.
that's what that meant.
Woo-hoo.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
Well, are you going to show up if United get 3 points?
It's City.
Oh, it's City.
Yeah. I don't care what you do.
Confused.
It's. Did I say United?
And
I
it's
meant
I thought you
City.
said United for a second.
Oh, it is at noon.
It's City.
We don't
It's
play
City.
at 7 till like 2 months from now. I'm so pumped. It's so cool being
You
like
get to sleep
privileged.
in.
Yeah.
Like being rich and privileged is pretty cool. Like I don't have the money personally, but the team does, and we could get away with a lot of stuff. It's so cool. It's so cool.
You could be.
It's so cool.
You could be Marco and have Jim Ratcliffe as your mouthpiece. No.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. If you don't know about that, go look up BBC and Sky Sports and you'll find out. Okay. Rick Olson says MB. What do we say, guys?
FC.
All right. Good night, all. Say good night, Oz.
Good night, Oz.